HVAC people!
All right, now pulling up to this next service call. The guy said it's 85 degrees in the house. He said the neighbors, I guess he wasn't at home. He said the neighbors said they had like a bad storm, so he think it maybe be something to do with the storm. But he said it's not cooling. So I hope this one's kind of interesting. Hope it's a challenge. We'll see. Maybe something come loose wire or something, or a bad capacitor. Never know. But be honest with you, a lot of these service calls, 99.9% sometimes be like it's easy. So sometimes I be wanting a challenge. Something like changing the evaporator coil or something can be physically challenging, but I mean it's still easy. So a lot of stuff like taking candy from a baby. As far as the residential go, I started out commercial, but residential is kind of too easy. You got two systems, split system. Especially down here, we got straight cool split system. A furnace. We don't see a lot of heat pumps, so we don't have to change out those reversing valves or anything. Every now and then I'll run up on one. Like I say, a lot of this stuff, hey, easy money. But we're gonna see what we got. Hopefully I can get some footage. All right.
Okay, let me tell you the background. Because who's the gal I talk? Who's the gal I talk to?
Dispatch.
Okay. So, last summer, I had the coil replaced. So it's a brand new coil, a year-old coil.
In the attic, the evaporator?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. They evidently used a Goodman. I don't know if it's a very good piece. I don't know. And that was about a year ago. And then about 3 weeks ago, I had to get the circuit board replaced. Okay, so I had another guy come out and do that. After they did that, and I want to say that when he was doing the Freon check and all of that, I don't think it was reading right, according to like the way he was responding. He said, "Yeah, it's okay. It's going to be okay." That sort of stuff. Okay. So after they replaced that circuit board, it just didn't cool like it should. The temperature would get where you set it, but it still felt like humid in the house. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't feel like it's getting the humidity out and all that sort of stuff. All right, so then move forward to last night. We were out of town for a couple days, got back last night. When we came in, nothing was on. I can tell it'd been off for a while. We did have a power outage. So I did turned the thermostat off, flipped the breaker, waited like 30 minutes, turned it back on, nothing happened. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where we stand. So it's had a new coil, a new circuit board, and then it's just not, and it's old. The inside unit is supposedly new, the coil and all that. Okay. But the original system, I haven't replaced the whole thing.
Yeah. So we need to get you back up and running. And,
yeah.
And we also need to check the humidity and the cooling.
Yeah.
Once we do get it back up and running.
Okay.
All right. Well, sound like I need to start in the attic then.
All right. Let me get y'all. Okay. Let me get you squared up. Are you going to need to go in here at all?
Yeah.
Probably for the thermostat.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll put these knuckleheads in a.
That's a lot of junk. How am I supposed to get to it? See that door out the hinges? I don't think that one. I don't think this will have the door switch on the outside. Yeah, sometimes they have a door switch, but these style carriers don't have them.
see to something. All right, so first thing first, see where my power coming in at. I went out there at the breaker box. Nothing's tripped. So I'm gonna use this little switch here to see if I got power. See, no power. So I don't have any power here. Okay, let's double check with the meter. So I'm just gonna take these leads, stick them right off in here. That's a good connection right there. Yeah, so I don't have any power going to the unit. So I'm gonna go out to that breaker out there. And also, cause I didn't film it, but I went out there to the breaker. He showed me where the breaker panel was, and everything was on. So the next step, sometimes these have a switch up here, like a light switch, and sometimes they hit that light switch. Well, here it is, right here, furnace. So it's on. So let's see if we got power to the top and bottom. So I got power right here, no power here. Let's see when I flip the switch what happened. Nothing. But I have it down here. So we got power, so probably got a bad switch. So let's take this off and take a look at it. Sometimes they just come loose on the inside. And I think that's what happened to this one, 'cause look on the side right there. Honestly, it look like this switch is not even hooked up. There's nothing in here, like it's just wire nutted together back there. So I should always have power right there, if that's the case. Oh, you see it, but they just got wire nuts. There's nothing on this light switch. So basically, this light switch is just a dummy. So if I have power right here, I should always have power right there. gonna go hit that furnace breaker so I can pop that out. Let's see if I have power right here. I should have it right here. Let's go see what's going on. Old unit right there. They got the 410A top on there. I'm gonna check the presses and stuff when I get it up and running. Alright, so this is the furnace right here. This says dryer. Surprised that furnace just has a 20 on there. I guess that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off right here. That says furnace. Says outside plugs. I don't know what that means. Magnolia. So if that's the right one, it should be dead now. Okay, so I think it hopefully it's dead now. I got water in it. So I think this 120, so we gotta find out why we ain't got voltage going to the unit. Okay, so it is plugged in, I just couldn't see it. So I think that's probably going to be our problem right here. So for time being, I'm just going to wire nut these two together.
How's it looking?
I don't have voltage going to the unit. I think this switch is bad. Yeah, I think we got a bad switch, yeah.
The switch is bad?
Yeah. Yeah, it's broke. Yeah, we got a bad switch.
So, like, will you also,
Put that on
that's
there.
the problem though, will you still look at the coil and all that?
How
does that work?
Yeah, once I get it back up and running, I'm gonna check the pressures and make sure it's charged.
Okay.
Charged correctly.
Because I don't know, there was something wasn't right with it.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't right with it.
Yeah, I think we got a, it look like we got a piston, so
A what?
A piston. It's like an expansion valve.
Yeah.
You either have a TXV or a piston, and you got a piston, so we can charge it by superheat. If I get the correct superheat, it should. There's a couple more things I need to look at, but once we get it charged correctly, and then I can check the blower motor and make sure you got good airflow. How often do you change your filters and stuff?
I try to change it every 3 months.
Okay. Okay.
You know?
Well, I'll take a look at the filters and a couple more things just to make sure it's operating properly.
Okay.
And then I'll put a diagnosis in, and I'll let you know what's going on, and we can go from there.
Okay.
But like I said, I need to get it back up and running first, and then once I check pressures, I'll let it run for about 10-20 minutes.
Yeah.
And make sure it's cooling properly.
Okay. And like I said, my son's inside, so if you need anything, just go in. And those dogs are in a bedroom; they can't get out.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you coming by.
All right, no problem. Thank you. All right. Do one thing at a time, but we're gonna get them going. All right. So I'm gonna run down and get some of these wire nuts, and I'll wire those two black ones together, and just kind of bypass that switch until I can get a light switch. I may have some light switches on me. I know I've been attending to get some. All right. All right, so we're gonna take this out here if I can. Should just pop out. I'll tell you what, we'll just cut that off. All right. So we're just gonna wire nut these two here together. All right. And this ground wire is just the extension of that one, so it'll be fine for now. All right. So let's go turn it back on and see what we got. Washing AC and heating. We'll take care of all your heating and air conditioning needs. Copyright 2020. Is it for entertainment purposes only? All right, turn that back on. Let it fire right up. I'm gonna check my pressures on there right there. So we know that's the source of the problem right there. So yeah, you can see where it kind of burnt. Probably had a loose connection right here and got hot and burnt out. So I come back and do that. Put that back together. So I'm gonna take it. So that is a piston he got here. That's a piston in there. So I'm gonna let it run for a few minutes. Just take a look around at the ductwork. See why it's humid in there. like a hole right here in this return. Got quite a few dogs. So I want to make sure the filter's right. That duct right there, a little kink real bad. This right here. From all them wires. Them wires tight. It's tight. Looks like I almost kinked closed. I don't know how many dogs it got, but every 3 months on them filters may not be good enough. Especially if you got them pleated filters. They already kind of be restrictive anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna turn it back off. And well, it should be alright. Put the wires back in here. Alright, so I'm gonna get this cleaned up, let it run for about 20 minutes. And then go check the pressures. Alright. Hello.
Yeah,
Alright, where your thermostat?
just right up the stairs on the right.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You all right?
Alright. Well, it's kind of hard to see that. So I'm getting the wet bulb temperature. See, them filters don't look good to me. Humidity 64%. So we got a wet bulb of 676. It's about 83 on the inside. So I got a wet bulb of 76. Humidity is high, that's what it is. That's why I feel uncomfortable. But this is a 410A system. Seen the top say APPAREL. So APPAREL 410A. So I got a dry bulb or ambient temperature 88. So wet bulb 76. So this unit was designed for a TXV. They got subcooling at 10 degrees. See, the coils look bad out here. They may not look bad, but they are dirty. This top right here for refrigerant cylinder. So I put him another brass top on here. So we're gonna charge this up by Superheat, or at least check the charge. I meant to see what size port it is also. Make sure they got the right size. Pressure high, 178. Might be overcharged. It is warm in there though, so maybe why it's high. Let's see where my target superheat is. Pause the video to connect. All right. Hello.
Yeah,
All right, where your thermostat?
just right up the stairs on the right.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good, you all right?
All right. Well, it's kind of hard to see there. So I'm getting the wet bulb temperature. See, them filters don't look good to me. Humidity 64%. So we got a wet bulb of 76. About 83 on the inside. So I got a wet bulb of 76. Humidity is high, that's what it is. That's why I feel uncomfortable. But this is a 410A system. Seen the top say APPAREL. So APPAREL 410A. So I got a dry bulb or ambient temperature 88. So wet bulb 76. So this unit was designed for a TXV. They got subcooling at 10 degrees. See the pores look bad out here. They may not look bad, but they are dirty. This top right here for refrigerant cylinder. So I put him another brass top on here. So we're gonna charge this up by superheat, or at least check the charge. I meant to see what size board it is also. Make sure they got the right size. Pressure high at 178. Might be overcharged. It is warm in there though, so maybe why it's high. So let's see where my target superheat is. Let's see here, it's unassigned. So my dry bulb, I think it was about 88. Dry bulb 88, wet bulb was 76. So we got a target superheat of 30. I think we overcharged. This last one to connect. We got a 12-degree superheat. (12-degree superheat), and the target is 30. So I think we overcharged a little bit. So I'm gonna take a little bit out of there. See if we can get that superheat up some. See that. So that may be our problem. We got a target superheat of 11. Like I say, this is a match system, so at least if I can get that up between 20 and 30, it may help out a lot. Like I say, we've been running for probably about 20 minutes now. See, my saturation temperature is 61 degrees. We need to get that down to about 40, 45, 42 or something like that. That's way too high. All right, let me go get my recovery tank. Recovery tank. So just take a little bit out at a time. So I zero my scale out. So I'm gonna zero the scale out. We'll take a little bit out at a time. Just open this up. ready to press the line. Take a little bit out at a time. That's almost too much. That's a pound right there we took out. I'm at 1.2. Went up 2 degrees on the superheat. I'm at 14. Yeah, we need to get that saturation down though. About 40, between 40 and 45, I think we'll be good. That core way too warm. Probably be cooling down the house to get the humidity out. So the humidity lower. I'm at 16 degrees superheat. Degrees superheat. I'll take a little bit more out. I'm gonna take about I'll take probably about 3 ounces out. I'm at 1.5 right now. I'm trying to stabilize it. I think I started off at about 0.7 ounces when I was tearing that scale. I'll take a little bit more out. 110. Oh, that fan don't sound good. Superheat 20 degrees, got 88 going into my core. Take a little more out. About almost 2 pounds there. All them ants. All them ants been living up in here. This thing probably ain't been cool in a while, but I don't think they'll like that condensate coming from the suction line. It's probably been warmer. 79 degrees pipe temperature. Alright, so I got about 10 degrees split going in and out my condenser. That's about 100 degrees. I mean 99 and 89. That's pretty good almost. Alright, so I'm gonna take a little more out. Open it up. Let's go to about 2.3. Let's go to 2.5. Saturation down to 55. That's a lot better already. think I started out at about, I think I had about 5 degrees. Let me see, 3 degrees superheat. Then my pressure was like 169 psi on the suction. I don't want to keep that note. .25 superheat. So I'm almost good with that. We're gonna let that run for a while. I'm gonna take a little more out. Then one thing about 410A though, you almost got to get the charge exact on this Refrigerant 410A. R22 is kind of lenient. It'll let you play with it a little bit. You can overcharge R22 by about 2 or 3 pounds and it'll still cool. But 410A, you almost got to be dead on. All right, I'm gonna take a little more out, a couple more ounces. Let's go to about 2.8, 2.9. Let's go to 210. All right. Better. Ram. That core temperature, I think I started out about 60 something. So they're gonna be a lot better there. Almost got 3 pounds overcharged. Worry about that sub cooler. Like I said, we got a piston. As long as we have some sub cooler, we all right. All right, so I'm gonna let that run. It's 107. Let that run about 130. I'll come back and check on it. But I'm in this video. I think that's what it was though. What wasn't getting power because we had a melted switch and unit way overcharged, and like I say, the coils don't look too bad on this side, so I ain't worried about it. But they got a water hose right there. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that back side once I get it charged how I want it. This side where all that dirt at. The outside pretty good though. All right, yeah.